What's going on, YouTubers? It is your boy Dalyxman, and you are listening to another Dalyxman Late Night Wednesday Q&A. And guys, you know how this works. Every Wednesday, I answer your questions in under 15 minutes. If you have a question for me, please like me on Facebook and give me that question so I can get it in whatever video I'm doing it on. So with that said, let's get started. First question. Who to win the World Heavyweight Championship first? Cesaro, Owens, Balor, Zayn, or Ambrose? I think the safe bet would have to be Dean Ambrose. He's been here longer. He has more experience. He understands the main roster crowd a little bit more than the ones you gave me. Cesaro's been there as well, and actually I think Cesaro's been there longer than anybody else. But Ambrose, being the talent that he is, having the character that he is, and having the ability to improvise and really connect with the audience, depending on where it is, I think it's a safe bet to assume he will be the world champion first. And logically, let's be real, he's had more opportunities than Cesaro, than Zayn, than Owens, than Balor, and etc., etc. But yeah, my bet would be Dean Ambrose. What's your favorite Halloween film? Horror movie, let me see. I guess it would be Freddy Krueger or Nightmare on Elm Street. If you made me pick which movie, the third one, of course, Dream Warriors. I love that movie. Love the kills, love the characters, love of course, the guy that played Freddy Krueger. I love that guy, Robert Englund. You can't beat Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger. But yeah, man, definitely Nightmare on Elm Street. Of course, I love Friday the 13th and Halloween and Scream. And, I'm just a big horror movie buff guy. I just love horror movies. And honestly, it was hard to choose between those movies as it is. But yeah, I'm going to go with Nightmare on Elm Street. Thoughts on SummerSlam and most likely NXT TakeOver returning to the Barclays Center 2016 and 2017. Great crowd, awesome, place to be, revenue. Why not go back there? I think it's a safe bet to assume that every time you go back there, you're going to get a great crowd. And I've said many times before, a bad crowd can take away from a great show, but a great crowd can really help a bad show. So, no issues with that. Next question. What if Lana, Taryn Terrell, who was Tiffany in WWE, Renee Young, asked you to do a foursome? Would you do it? Abso-freaking-lutely. You wanna know why? Because I'm single and ain't nothing holding me down. Get him over here. What do you think of the news that the Young Bucks have signed with someone? I heard about that. I wish him the best of luck. I think the Young Bucks are great talents. I've never been a big fan of theirs. I've always felt they were a little overrated. They don't work well under a psychology environment. They're kind of all over the place. I think the big moves they do sometimes don't have an impact. They just kind of wrestle like dummies, which is okay depending on what match it is. But in an environment like WWE, NXT, where you have to make it as realistic as possible, I don't know if they'll thrive in that. We'll see what happens. They probably will. For all we know, they most likely signed with NXT or maybe Lucha Underground. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I wish them the best of luck. I think they hold the record right now for the best tag team match in 2015 against Angelico and Jack Evans. So we'll see what happens. I wish them the best of luck. I hope they do well. What do you think should be the main event of WrestleMania 32? Sting versus The Undertaker, without a doubt. If this is going to be their last match, if it is billed as the last match involving Sting and The Undertaker, and it's in Dallas, Texas, that needs to close the show. I don't care if we have Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar or The Rock versus Triple H. Hell, Austin could come back and fight Brock Lesnar. I still would say Taker and Sting would close the show. And that's my thoughts on that. Will I go to WrestleMania 32? Depends. I mean, that's going to cost a lot of money. Talking about travel, a place to stay, and you know me. If I go, I'm not just going to go to the show. I have to go to the, events. There's going to be Hall of Fame. You got to think about that. And then you got to think about backstage access, WrestleMania access. If I go, I'm going to go to everything, which means I'm going to have to get a lot of money. I'm thinking about making that my next Patreon deal. Money to go to WrestleMania. You guys donate, and I'll save up the money to go to WrestleMania. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I would love to go, absolutely. Should Curtis Axel get 2 chances in the 2016 Royal Rumble to make up for the fact that he was eliminated, or wasn't eliminated, from the 2015 Royal Rumble? Axel Mania. That could have really worked out if they really pushed it in the right way. You know what? Curtis Axel is so underutilized. He's such a great talent. I'm just very upset at what they've done with someone like him. To answer your question, no, he shouldn't. But you know what? I do feel like he should. The guy is way too good and very underutilized. He needs something. What do you think has been the best match of Christian's career? Edging Christian. Christian from Edging Christian. Ooh, he's had a lot. Now, we're talking singles, right? We're not talking tag team, because I would tell you TLC. But, of his career as a singles competitor, it would have to be the night he won the championship. That ladder match against Del Rio was a really, really good match, by the way. Go back and rewatch it. But that was his highlight moment. That was the night Christian honestly became a Hall of Famer, without a shadow of a doubt. But yeah, Christian's best match to me has to be that ladder match against Del Rio in 2011. Do you think the character of Baron Corbin on NXT should be the way that Roman Reigns should be on the main roster? It could work. Personally, I would prefer the Roman Reigns character on NXT, which is him wearing the business suit, only talking when he wants to talk, showing no respect to anybody, being a badass, whooping everybody's ass, and only doing it for himself and his family. He's just there to make money. That's what he should be. Baron Corbin, I guess you can say that's his character too. I'm not quite sure exactly what his character is, but Baron Corbin seems more like a guy who's just trying to prove to the world that just because I didn't come from the Indies doesn't mean that I can't wrestle or I can't become someone big in WWE. I am going to become someone big despite your expectations. That's more of what Baron Corbin is. I don't think that quite fits Roman Reigns. I think Roman Reigns is more of a, look, I am naturally talented. I've come from a wrestling family, and you better give me respect. That's what the kind of person he is. That's a mixture between Triple H and Kevin Nash, in my personal opinion. But thanks for the question. Do you know what culture WWE, and do you appreciate the how WWE should have book series? The culture of WWE, don't know exactly what you're asking here, but I have seen some videos from how WWE should be booked, and I enjoy it. I think the guy who does it is very creative, and it's funny to me because I believe fans have become more creative than the people running WWE, and if we got to that point, we're in trouble. The fans should never be able to say we can do our job or do your job better than you can. Would you love to see Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte for the Divas Championship? Abso-freaking-lutely. I guarantee you, if they bring Ronda Rousey in to fight Charlotte, that will definitely main event a show. Whether it's Raw or definitely a pay-per-view. That's a pay-per-view match, first off. That will main event whatever pay-per-view it is on, because that is awesome. Really, really awesome. But yeah, I would love to see that. It won't happen, but I would love to see it. It's wishful thinking. Should Charlotte drop the Divas Championship to Sasha Banks in Boston? No. I would love for them to have a match at Boston. I take that back. No, I don't want that to happen. I kind of want them to have that match at WrestleMania. Sasha Banks versus Charlotte is a WrestleMania match. WrestleMania worthy match. If they have a match one-on-one at TLC, I wouldn't be against it, but I personally would save it till WrestleMania. That's me. But if they did have the match, I wouldn't give it to Sasha. I would make Sasha work for it a little bit longer to at least give Charlotte a decent reign. Was there ever really a Divas Revolution? I did a video about this. If you guys watch the series, what fans want versus what corporate wants. And I said in the video that there really isn't a Divas Revolution, at least not on the main roster. NXT is definitely where the Divas Revolution is happening. And I've always felt it started on NXT, because on NXT, the women are treated equally like the men. On the main roster, not really. And that's sad. It's really, really sad to have a talent like Charlotte, like Sasha, like Bayley, like Becky Lynch, like Paige, like Natalya, who can all go out there and have even better matches than some of the men on the main roster, and they will never. Knowing that they will never get that spotlight is disgusting, because they're women. Because they wasn't born with a penis, let's be real. But if they were men, I guarantee you they would be wrestling in the main event. That's what's crazy about it. But I will say this, man. I hope that eventually we do experience a Divas Revolution. A female wrestling revolution. Because we have the talent. We have the platform. It's about time the WWE woke the hell up and gave these women the time they deserve. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I hope eventually, despite the fact that I don't think there is a Divas Revolution going on right now, at least on the main roster, NXT is a different story. I hope one does happen. I really, really do hope one happens. What's your favorite scary movie? I said Nightmare on Elm Street, but you know what, man? Scream has to be one of the most underrated scary movies of all time. That movie broke a lot of fourth walls, but it actually played into what's great about the movie. And I can go on a big tangent about why Scream is so awesome, but I'm not going to. Thoughts on Tupac, one of the best rappers of all time. Who would be the next tag team champions? Apparently, the Usos are scheduled to get the tag team championships back when they return. That's fine with me. I love the Usos. I've always thought they were a great tag team. I just hated that they didn't have a tag team division to fight against, but they do now. So it's going to be awesome to see what they do with them. Dalyxman, can you name 10 WWE divas you would fornicate with if you had the chance? Sure, I guess. Let's go. Trish Stratus, Lita. I would bang Mickie James too. Mickie James is hot, hot, hot. Tori Wilson, Stacy Keibler. Of course, nowadays, Sasha Banks. Gotta have me some Sasha Banks. Gotta have me some Bayley. Gotta have me some, you know what? Believe it or not, Natalya. I think Natalya is smoking hot. JoJo. And finally, shoot. Actually, this is harder than I thought it would be. I gotta pick one more. Let me see. Going back through history, there's a lot of them. I gotta pick a good one. Dawn Marie. There you go. That's the top 10 that I would quote unquote fornicate with. Would you like to see a match between Apollo Crews and Bobby Lashley? That would be an excellent match. I think those two would tear the house down. My pick is on Apollo Crews though. Absolutely. Let's see here. Who do you want Brock Lesnar to feud with next? Daniel Bryan. Gonna leave it at that. Which Four Horsemen member is the hottest? Hottest in terms of what? In terms of popularity? In that case, it's Ric Flair. Your thoughts on the Hurricane? And this will be the final question. Loved the Hurricane. I loved him. I thought he was one of the best characters during the Ruthless Aggression era. What's up with that? You know, just awesome. I just thought he just nailed it. It's such a ridiculous gimmick, but it was so fun to watch. And I hope he returns just to pull on the Hurricane mask once again. But that is going to conclude this week's Q&A, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I will catch you at my next video. Your boy, Dalyxman, signing off. You guys take care. Peace.